Hello, and welcome to Lesson 3 of the iConnect GUI tutorials. In this lesson, we will explain how to configure outputs. The iConnect module has a total of 12 outputs. The first 9 are 9 amp self-protected positive outputs with feedback. We will go over the feedback functionality in a later video. Output 10 is a 1 amp negative output, which is also protected. And outputs 11 and 12 are enclosed 30 amp dry contact relays with normally open, normally closed functionality. To use these outputs, we simply drag the output icon onto the workspace, and like with the other icons and the inputs previously shown, we have to give it a name. In this case, let's just call it ignition light. We have to select which module number, and like with the inputs, we have the option to select the master, which is 0, or one of the 4 slaves. In this simple example, we're going to choose the master. We then have the option to select which output it is that we're going to use. Now remember, outputs 1 to 9 are the 9 amp positive outputs, output 10 is the negative output, and outputs 11 and 12 is the coil of the 2 enclosed relays. So let's just use output 1. Let's select another output, and this time the side lights, we could use that for marker lights. This time we'll be selecting output 2. Let's select another output, and we'll call this one handbrake light. Module 0 again, and output 3. Click OK. We can interact the inputs to the outputs by using the logic connection tool. When selected, the logic connection tool image will change, and our cursor turns into a pencil. If we click the input, it highlights blue. We can drag our mouse across and then click the output. This creates a logic connection. The same can happen for the others. And then we can remove the logic connection tool by clicking on that icon or by pressing escape on your keyboard. Now we've made 3 statements. The input from the previous video, ignition here, will now turn on the output from this video, ignition light. The second input, which was side lights, will now turn on our second output, which is marker lights. And our handbrake, which is our third input, will now turn on our handbrake light.